Hello there, and welcome aboard episode 78 of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. We currently have a major period of peace going on right now, which means it is time to rebuild, refit, and upgrade our fleet. There's no new major construction undergoing thanks to a peace treaty. As we can see down here, it's got quite a ways left, and it currently limits the maximum size of our capital ships to 26,000 tons, and any new gun armament to 14 inches or less. So I don't expect any new battleship construction anytime soon. However, that is plenty enough time to build some new aircraft carriers, which is exactly what we are doing. We have one fantastic new Argus-class carrier under construction right now, and we have also taken the opportunity to design and begin construction on a heavy cruiser design as well, the Ariadne class. So the Ariadne is rocking a heavy collection of 10-inch guns, along with a decent selection of 5-inch secondaries. So it is very much a independent capital ship all in its own right, essentially a mini battleship, which I think ultimately is going to be the future of our Navy, is plenty of powerful heavy cruisers with carrier support. The battleships are still useful and they will still have a role to play, but I think there will be a lot more cruiser combat in the future, and that's where we need to be doing our investments. Okay, well, as we can see, we have a not very great monthly balance right now, but that is currently because we have 3 Iron Dukes in the yards getting new guns. So yeah, that's not exactly cheap. Once those come out, that should free up some budget. Oh yeah, that'll free up quite a bit of budget right there. And then we can start investing in upgrading our battle cruisers as well. So we'll take some of these, the I classes, and start putting some bigger guns on those. Alrighty, well, with all that said, I think it's about time for us to move right along and actually get this episode on the road. So, next turn. Alright, Rodney, Collingwood, Iron Duke, finished reconstruction. Hey, our scientists are finally well on their way to understanding portable pumps. They've had quite a bit of trouble recently with that. Okay, and ooh, shatter-resistant shells. Well, that's nice. Ooh, and this is significant. Torpedo technology. Magnetic pistols. Torpedoes do more damage if used. So the idea behind a magnetic pistol, the pistol is what they call the detonator on a torpedo, and a magnetic pistol, the idea is that the torpedo will pass underneath the target and explode underneath it, causing significantly more damage than just a hole in the side. The idea is it creates a very large cavity of, well, hot gases that the ship initially starts dropping down into, and then as that hot gas bubble collapses, the water that is moving in to fill that gap gains quite a bit of velocity, and once it's completely collapsed the bubble, that water has nowhere to go and a whole bunch of energy, so it just goes straight up and through the ship, because that's easier than trying to head back out the other way. So essentially the idea is to try to break the ship's back and also try and cut the ship in half. Both of those are extremely devastating to any ships that get hit by them of cruiser class and below, and also do a fair bit of damage to larger capital ships too. The downside being, well, magnetic pistols are not always the most reliable things. As you probably heard me grumbling about that stuff earlier, I thought I already had this technology. But I just got it now, and I'm definitely going to use it, because thinking back on it, I do believe what we were actually suffering from was deep running torpedoes. But we haven't exactly proved that, so who knows. Alrighty, our new torpedo bomber, the Short Fulmar, is ready for operational service. Wow, that is a fantastic name there. I think we'll have to see about changing that name around. I do not approve of that. Okay, anything else? Yeah, not a whole lot of stuff. Oh, Apparently the USA has figured out variable pitch propellers and improved fire hazard awareness. Well, that's nice for them. Okay, so we just finished refitting all of our Iron Dukes. We'll throw those back in reserve. And why are we still in the red? That's weird. I would have expected us to no longer be in the red. Alrighty, well, nothing to it. We just got to push forward with our rebuild. So let's take our most modern ones, the Indivisibles, and we're going to throw those into refit. So we're going to open design for rebuild. And the only thing that we should really be doing here is putting better 16-inch guns in. On the other hand, the addition of radar has put us slightly overweight, so we're going to have to ditch one of our light anti-aircraft guns to make up for that. Okay, and there we go. We'll save that design. And off you go to the yards for 6 months of getting new guns. Okay, well that's set. Not exactly cheap, but well worth it. And let's see, now that all that stuff's taken care of, can I put the other inconsiderable back in mothballs? I sure hope so. That is a lot of ships on active fleet, but those are all foreign station. Okay, we're good. Let's see, anything else? No, those are all carriers, so yeah, that's good. That's fine. And come down this way. Okay, I think that's okay. All right, so quick review here. I do not like the name Short Fulmar. Let's see if we can change that around. Alrighty. Hey, look at that. We can't change that. Okay, what should we call it? Some sort of appropriate name for a torpedo bomber. Alright, well, torpedo bombers are swift, well-armed, and let's see, what's another appropriate one? I think we're going to call this the Thunder something. Yeah, we're going to call this the Thunder Child. There we go. Not entirely satisfied with that. I'll have to think about it. Okay, but for now, time to keep going. In fact, you know what? We'll throw that open to suggestions. If anyone has a better idea for what to call this plane, then let me know, and I'll update the name for that torpedo bomber and put it to good use. That said, it is now in service. We just need to actually start getting them out to new pilots and see how well they work. Okay, and we don't have any aircraft quests in progress right now. So we just got a new fighter. We got a new torpedo bomber. Let's see, next thing for that would be what? A float plane scout maybe? Let's go with float plane scout, priority speed, and range. Okay, and that is set. Off you go, please. Okay, next turn. Oh, nope. Prime Minister didn't like that. Alrighty, well, in that case, let's see what we can take out of... Well, we already have all the cruisers on reserve, so what about down here? I wonder what is a better return on our financial investments. Let's see, we bump those up to reserve, and that's 68 for 6,000 tons apiece. Or we could do Pandoras at 88 for 8,000 apiece. Yeah, those Pandoras are indeed a better investment there, so we're going to put those back in mothballs, and we'll use some Pandoras. They are more efficient on a ton-for-ton basis. Ooh, a world cruise for our young cadets is planned. What ships should take part? Okay, well, we could send some older ships, which would certainly help our budget, which is definitely a significant concern there. Could send some average ships, could send some of our newest and most powerful ships. Let's see, so, oh my god, America's budget is so far past our own. Heck, even Germany and France have bigger budgets than me. That's actually a pretty significant consideration there. So if we send some of our older ships, that would probably help in that regard. On the other hand, prestige, a little bit of tension, that'll help drive up the budget as well. So I think that's what we're going to do. And, well, that didn't do what I wanted. That just drove up tensions, but no change in budget. Okay. Next turn. Oh, our scientists are well on their way to understanding temper brittleness mastered. Okay. Oh no, problems with delay of delivering equipment. That's not good. And there we go, temper brittleness mastered is unlocked, along with portable pumps with absolutely no fanfare whatsoever. Hooray. Ooh, and our scientists are well on their way to understanding effective camouflage schemes. Oh, that's always fun. I do find it amusing that some of the most effective camouflage schemes of World War II, and First World War, I believe, as well, were actually designed by an illusionist and artist who just knew the way the human eye works and how to trick it very effectively. On the other hand, you also have that random eccentric British nobleman who decides to paint all his ships pink because that happens to be the color of the sunset. And, well, apparently it worked because he didn't get torpedoed at sunset, so hooray for him. I'm definitely not painting all of my ships pink, though, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's see. Anything else going on? No significant changes yet. We've got new technologies, but the overall situation hasn't changed. Although America is driving up tension, and our unrest has gone up as well. Grr. Well, that's disconcerting. All right. Next turn. Oh, Germany wants to sell us technology. Ooh. I am always happy with buying technology, although it's been so rare. Alright, so improved power training for torpedo mounts. I have no idea what it actually means when they say increases torpedo readiness. Because when I say launch torpedoes, they launch. There's no delay in that in any way, shape, or form. Maybe the accuracy of the torpedoes? I don't particularly know. Although one would expect if it's increased accuracy, then they would say increased accuracy. Maybe it reduces the minimum range or something? I have no idea. Oh well. Ooh, magnetic mines improves mine efficiency. So yeah, just like I was talking about before with the magnetic pistols for torpedoes, the exact same thing applies for mines. So if you remember the classic image of the undersea mine, that giant metal ball with random metal spikes sticking out, those spikes aren't contact detonators. Those are individual magnetic pistols. And they've got a whole bunch of them to try and improve the reliability and make sure that thing is going to blow up properly when it detects something. Of course, the downside is, sure, you get more efficiency, but any strong magnetic field can set it off. So I do remember a very effective technique against them was to just take a airplane with a giant metal ring around it, fly it low over the water, and run an electric current through the ring, and that magnetic field that you'd generate would set off all the mines as you flew over them. You just had to run enough current that you could fly high enough that the plane wouldn't get blown up in the explosion as well. Alrighty, so fun technologies there. And again, no significant changes in our situation. We're just pushing the clock forward right now and trying to get our ships back out. Okay, more squadrons are re-equipping with the new torpedo bombers. Huzzah for that. Ooh, new American cruiser, Montpelier. Wow. Well, that's quite the ship. 10,000 tons, 15 6-inch guns, and 5 triple turrets. Wow. Well, color me impressed. That said, sure, it's a lot of firepower, but it's only 16-inch guns, and light cruisers are also limited on their maximum armor as well. So I do believe that our heavy cruisers would be able to take this on quite easily and be well protected against it too. Oh, and Germany has invented effective camouflage schemes as well. Blast, how will we ever be able to shoot them again? Well, I guess we'll just have to not go to war again. Okay, there's our second one. Yep, here we go. Effective camouflage schemes. Reduces enemy sighting range and hit chance. Hooray. Ooh, new fighter, Vickers Osprey, ready for operational service. Oh. And Supermarine has developed a flying boat as a private venture. Well, sure, we'll take a look at that. Okay, so it's a little bit faster on cruising speed. Max speed is not. Very confused about how that works. But its range is longer. And its payload is also pretty decent. So you know what? You know what? I think we'll take this. And hopefully it has decent reliability. Speaking of which, let's check up and see how our current planes are doing. So we've got our new torpedo bombers. Those are in service now, and they're starting to go out to the fleet. But we don't know quite how reliable they are yet. That's what I really want to know. Alright. Well, now that we've got the Indivisible class back, we can put those guys on reserve fleet. And we can sling the... let's put the Ineluctable in for rebuild next. So we'll take that, swap out to the better guns. Hooray. And, yep, we're a little bit overweight. So we'll just ditch a couple of those, there we go. I'll just ditch one of those medium anti-aircraft guns. Okay, and I don't really see a whole lot else that needs to change here. We're just putting in better guns. So, yep, we'll save that. Send her off for rebuild. Okay, and we'll call that good. Yep, I understand that the Camper Downs and the Dreadnoughts are all obsolete now. That's fine. Next turn. Uh-oh. One of our cruisers has run aground on the shore of a minor nation while performing an illicit intelligence operation. Huh. They threatened to impound the ship. What is our reaction? Well, we could demand that they release the ship and send a strong squadron to underline the point. We could offer our sincere apologies for the navigational error and offer compensation. Or we could let them examine the ship, even if it risks exposing sensitive technology. Well, at this point, most of our cruisers are equipped with radar. I don't want bad guys getting their hands on that technology. So I could pay for the mistake and take a prestige hit. Or I could spike those tensions some more. I think I'm going to go with that. A little more tension, a little more prestige. Alright, budget is 409.68. Let's see what that ends up at. Oh great, gotta decide on new float planes first. Okay, let's see what we got. Wow. That is categorically worse in every area. Slower speed, shorter range, and just overall downright terrible. They've had 3 years to develop better engines, better technology, and other stuff, and they still haven't done anything. Alright, we're gonna skip that, because that is bad. Okay, well, France didn't like that, so I guess we know what minor nation we ran aground off the coast of. Okay, still got a few more months left on the Argus. The Inelectable is coming along quite nicely. And then we get to do the Inconsiderables. Drop some better 16-inch guns in on those. Okay, well, keep going. A new hawkish government wants to raise armament expenditure. Ooh. Well, that's good. Well, I could take the budget and try and minimize stuff, or I could drive that up even more. You know, I want a little bit more time to try and finish what we've got. There we go. Alright, and US scientists are having trouble with improved electro-optical director. That's good. And wow, France is just coming from behind trying to get this war. Okay, well, now that that's actually, now that that's going on, we can see about rebuilding those Inconsiderables anyway, so I'm going to throw those in right now. Okay, so we need better 16-inch guns. Let's see, and we are just a hair overweight, so we'll ditch one of our medium AAs. There we go. Is there anything else that we can change on these? Not that I see. Okay, well, we'll call that good. And off you go to the races. We will put that money to good use. Okay. How's our budget going? Wow, France's budget is bigger than ours. Well, that ain't good. And they have 3 fleet carriers under construction. I do not like that. Alright, so we're going to want another carrier here as soon as possible. Okay, well, hopefully war doesn't break out too soon. I want at least a few more months. Oh, close to mastering combat supply loading. Whatever that is. I have no idea which, I can't even tell what category that's for. Is that part of my fleet supply train for logistics? I don't know. Okay, well, another month without a war, so that's good. And we are that much closer to ordering another carrier. Alright, look out. Oh my goodness. Another temporary setback in figuring out forward-firing ASW mortar. Ooh, early air search radar. That's good. So that should give us at least a little bit of forewarning about incoming air attacks. So that's good. France decides to spend more money. Oh yeah, they are just straight up outstripping us. Well, that's not cool. Not cool at all. And they have quite the advantage in heavy cruisers. Let's see. Well, that was one destroyer commissioned. Ooh. I really don't want to be starting a war on such a poor footing. But I can't afford to start active fleeting everything. And I really do want another carrier, if at all possible. I don't want to be stuck with one fleet carrier. Well, we'll have to figure it out. Alright, next turn. Oh. One of our arms manufacturers wants to enter a technology sharing agreement with the USA. Huh. Well, let's see how they're doing. Technology advancement, very advanced. Okay. And they have a research advantage in radar and electronics. Interesting. Hey, their dock size is almost catching up with their construction plans. Two massive battleships. Kind of a pity they never finished the third one, but oh well. At least that leaves me with the distinct advantage on capital ship construction. So that's good. My battleships are more and bigger and better. Okay, so technology sharing agreement with the USA, though. So they are considered very advanced. Great Britain is also considered very advanced. Well, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be going to war against them anytime soon. And with their budget and their technology, that might actually be helpful. Especially if it drives down our tension with them. Because I would be much more interested in fighting France right now than I would be fighting America. So sure, we'll do it. Okay, any new messages? Yep, battlecruiser finished reconstruction. Germany has commissioned a carrier. Interesting. Kind of curious what sorts of carriers they have. Wow, that is quite the list there. Germany has definitely taken to heart the lessons I taught them earlier about carriers and the importance of air power. So here's the Graf Zeppelin. Rocking 8-inch guns. Heck, it looks like all of them are rocking 8-inch guns, but how are they? No, okay, that's actually 30 knots. And that one's 28 knots. Also somehow rocking 8-inch guns. Oh, that one's going single turrets. Okay. And the Europa rocking 8-inch guns at 28 knots. And then we've got this Lutzow, which looks to be a virtually identical design again. Although this time at 29 knots. Ooh, faster. Because somehow that extra 100 tons results in 1 more knot of speed and... Oh, yeah, okay, 3 less aircraft. They spent more emphasis on engines. Okay, that makes sense. Well, they do now have a numerical advantage over my carriers, so that's not good. How's France doing? Okay, they have carriers under construction, Bern, Navarre, and Rhone. But those are all some fairly hefty carriers there. So those are probably quite powerful. So yeah, if we do end up going to war, I am definitely going to need more carriers. And cruisers. Alright, let's see. So we need a new carrier. Alright, we're going to build this one, and it's going to be the Glorious. Alrighty, there we go. 1 new carrier ordered. We'll get that process started. And who knows, hopefully it'll be out in time to make a difference. Actually, while we're looking at it, how long does it take to construct? It's 22 months for a 26,000 ton carrier, and it's the same length of time for a cruiser. Okay. Well, they're almost the exact same price, too. Wow. Alright, we do want these battle cruisers in reserve if possible to limit the budgetary impact. And hey, we're almost getting those inconsiderables back. Okay, well, we'll drive that right along. Uh-oh, one of our agents has been caught in Russia. We'll make him a hero. Ooh, and we are close to mastering flight deck catapults. That's significant. Well, Russia didn't like that. Oh well. Okay, push that along. Battle cruisers, finished reconstruction. Ooh, an improved model of the Vickers Osprey. Already? That was fast. So fast we still don't even know what the performance of it is. Okay, but the new one has a higher speed and a longer range, and ooh, our firepower is starting to creep up. Interesting. All right, we'll take it. Quick review of our new aircraft. Do we have any reports on them yet? No. Okay, but no matter what, the new fighter is most definitely significantly better than the old one. So I think we're safe enough obsoleting this thing. Alright, there we go. And I know that they've been re-equipping with the original model Osprey, so it'll just take a little bit to actually get the Osprey Bs out. Okay, and then our next major project, because it is time for another one, is a medium bomber. So let's do the same thing. We're going to go, although this time we're not so concerned about speed. I want range and bomb load, because I want those things to be able to go far and carry a medium torpedo load. Alright, that is set, and off we go. Let's see, those battle cruisers back. We're going to put them in reserve. Hooray, there we go. Our budget is back in the black. And I'm about to do something terrible to it. Because I'm going to be irresponsible and order me another cruiser. Actually, no. Another carrier. Alright, so we just had the Glorious, which means our next name has to be the Victorious. There we go. All right, it rhymes. Glorious, victorious, and triumphant. All right, so we'll see how that does. And next turn. Okay, Germany wants to buy some technology. That's fine by me. Ooh, and there we go. Flight deck catapults. That's pretty significant. So we're going to have to start getting those, especially onto our fleet carriers. That is very important development. Not so much for the improved spotting capability, although that is helpful. It doesn't significantly improve. The big thing, though, is that flight deck catapults means we can launch cap without having to turn into the wind, which is very significant. It's very easy to launch those fighters. We still have to turn into the wind for recovering any sort of aircraft. But for launching, don't have to turn into wind when it comes to fighters. So, yep, very, very useful stuff. And Germany is building more carriers. Ooh, and our new torpedo bomber appears to have good reliability. Well, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's real good. Yeah, that is fantastic news there. Good reliability means much fewer planes out of service. Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, well, let's move right along. Next turn. And Italy wants to buy technology. By all means. There we go. And, ooh, Advanced Anti-Aircraft Director improves heavy AA and medium AA effectiveness. Ooh, what is this? A new research area discovered. Our scientists expect promising results from the research area missile technology. Huh. Well, that's some interesting stuff. New German medium bomber entering service. Faster and faster medium bomber. Don't particularly care about that. But missile technology. That is very cool stuff. That's actually one of the things that I am looking forward to researching and experimenting with, because I have never played a game with missiles before. Every time I've played before, the game kind of petered out once we got into the 1940s and nobody ever unlocked missiles. Actually, heck, the last time I played a full game, they hadn't even added that technology branch to the game yet. So I very much want to see what we can get out of this. So we'll plop that sucker right up to high and see what kind of stuff we develop. Personally, I'm hoping for SAMs. I am very curious to see how surface-to-air missiles work in this game. I've read reports on the forums about how your surface-to-surface missiles work, and that doesn't sound that great. They're basically kind of like torpedoes, except you can't tell them when to launch. It's purely AI controlled, and when they hit, they're basically hitting with the impact of a 8-inch or 10-inch shell, and they're very likely to cause fires, which is cool, but it's a lot of effort for the equivalent impact of a 8-inch or 10-inch shell. So, we'll see. All right, but now that we've got that, first cruiser out, or no, my bad. Now that we've got that new carrier out, oh yeah, and she's doing great. All right, we need to start assigning a air wing to that. All right, so she's in workups right now, so we're going to add an air wing. All right, so we need, first things first, we need some cap. So we're going to throw on a 20 aircraft wing. And then we need some strike craft. And that works out as torpedo bombers. There we go. And well, Ordinarily, I would want at least one wing of dive bombers, but we don't really have that, so I guess I'll just put on a third group of torpedo bombers. And there we go. The Argus is assigned. And hopefully she'll get some aircraft actually allocated to her as she goes through her workups. And we'll see what kind of stuff actually happens. Okay. Next turn. Have a cruiser Ariadne is commissioned. Fantastic. Japan wants to buy technology. Fine with that. Oh, our technology sharing agreement has been of great benefit for our research efforts in submarines. And our scientists are well on their way to understanding combat supply loading. I have no idea what that is. And it sounds like some sort of fleet logistics thing to reduce the chances of breakdowns, but I don't know. I've never actually researched that before. So we'll find out, probably next turn. Alright, and now that we have freed up some budget, we can now build our 4th Argus class, and this one we shall call the Triumphant. Alrighty, there we go. Cruisers ordered. Looks like France is starting to back off on their aggressive stance. And we have the new cruiser Ariadne. We'll put her into reserve. Well, yeah, we'll put her in reserve. Save that little bit of budget. Okay, I think we're all good for now. I do fully expect a lot of these Comus class to start going obsolete over the next year, but as long as they still fulfill their foreign station requirements, that is good enough. Ooh. Improved bulbous bow reduces horsepower requirements. Huzzay. And Germany spends more money. Well, I don't like that. Oh, Argus has finished her working up. Oh, so that's what it is. Combat supply looting is improved invasion capability. Huh. Weird. I wonder if that's got something to do with planning out how to get supplies onto the beach or something? So I guess I was right that it was logistics. It's just not the logistics for the fleet. It's logistics for the ground pounders. Okay. Well, not something I particularly care about, but hey, longer invasion ranges mean good stuff for the Navy. Alright, so Argus has finished working up. France is commissioning new cruisers. Speaking of which, let's take a look at their cruisers. So I know they've got a number of older cruisers, but they also have these Gloire class. Looking a little bit sorry there. And they've got these new ones, the Jules Michelet. That's a little bit more reasonable of a design. Heavily armored. It's a weird layout of guns. 5 turrets with an amidships turret. That's a little weird, but okay, cool. Sure, that seems like a decent challenge there. And then they just launched the Waldo Rousseau, which is... somehow that's a heavy cruiser and not a light cruiser. I am confused by that. Oh, they must have figured out, yeah, because light cruisers can't be greater than 10,000 tons, and that is over 10,000 tons. So, yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Let's keep on pushing along. One of our agents has been caught in France. Sounds like a national hero to me. Oh, unexpected advancement in explosive cells. TNT filler. I thought that was a very early technology. Huh. Well, I'm confused. Well, if it means more damage, I'm fine with that. Every little bit matters. Okay, double check our requests here. How's that new flying boat? Still no reports on it overall. So we still don't know what it's actually capable of. But it's a decent step up. So we'll find out. Next turn, Italy wants to do a 5-year security arrangement. Well, that means less budget. That means less budget. And that means more budget. In this case, the choice is clear. I have no concerns about offending Italy. They will get over it. Oh, here we go. There's the technology I was thinking of. Fleet Train improves fleet logistics and invasion capability. Hopefully that means it's more likely to launch invasions and not just extended ranges. Okay, a new Japanese medium bomber is entering service, rumored to be faster than our fast medium bomber. Well, nuts, but okay, cool. And our own medium bomber should be coming available next turn. And oh wow, our monthly balance has recovered quite a bit. Well, that sounds like a good time to order another cruiser. So let's see what my naming list has for this. Alrighty, and there we go. We'll call this one the Champion. Uh-oh, ship name already in use. Oh, well then. How about this one? That was next on the list. Okay. Well, now that's all ordered. All those are set. I want to see my medium bomber. Okay, Italy is interested in buying technology. Yep, I'm fine with that. I'll take the extra budget. And let's see what these medium bombers have. And gross disappointment. So sure, these are some decent medium bombers. But my current one can carry torpedoes as a medium payload. We can see that right here. And that is a very significant thing. Because that means that they are very effective in anti-shipping role. Whereas otherwise, sure, I could carry 2,000-pound bombs as a heavy payload. But that's actually not as effective as torpedoes. Any sort of level bombing has less accuracy than a torpedo strike. Well, I don't know. This is a tough one. I really don't want to do this because it's not that great. I do appreciate the step up overall in payload. 1,000-pound bombs definitely do a lot of damage. But, you know, so do torpedoes. And which is more effective at sinking ships? Putting holes in to let the water in, or putting holes in the top to let the air out? Obviously, experience has shown torpedoes do a lot better at sinking things. There's a very good reason why, after the American experience against the battleship oh, what was it? The Musashi, where they just flung everything they had at it, and it took a ridiculous amount of damage to sink. When they found themselves facing the other ship of the class, the Yamato, they said, we're going to send a whole bunch of torpedoes, a whole bunch of torpedo bombers after it, and we're all going to torpedo the exact same side. Much more effective. Turns out those torpedoes, those are the ones that do the damage. On the other hand, I don't know. This is just all around a tough spot to be in. I do want some additional medium bombers, and this is a decent step up. So you know what? We'll take it. Oh no, air units complain that the Vickers Osprey B is a hangar queen. Well, that's not good. Well, I guess she's spending a lot of time in the hangars, and that's why she's a hangar queen. But it's no significant change over the previous ones, so, sure. Alright, so there's our old one. I'm going to keep that. And we still have these Hawker Tempests. New flying boat is average. Oh, that's good. Old flying boat, also average. Yeah, okay. We can reasonably obsolete these. Alright, so we'll pass those out of service, and should just be a matter of getting these new flying boats on the front. Hooray. Whew, well. I think we're going to have to call this episode to a close because we're just past the 50-minute mark. So, well, I expect hopefully next turn, or next episode, we'll be able to get some more cruiser refits and modernizations in, because we definitely do need to start looking at that. But that'll be a concern for the next episode. Until next time, Kratori87, signing off.